Yeah, so my name is Vittorio Viarengo, and I worked at VMware from 2009 to 2012, and I came back around, what was it, April, I think? So I came back to work on the cloud stuff. And back in 2009, 2012, I used to be the singer of the company band. So VMware had a company band called Elastic Sky, which not many people know was going to be the name of ESX. So when Diane Green contracted a company to come up with a name for ESX, they came up with Elastic Sky. She hated it. And so she said, Elastic Sky ESX. So we're going to call it ESX. That's the genesis of the name. So Elastic Sky became the name of the company band. So we used to play and stuff like that. So when I came back, Sanjay had this vision of doing something because of the unprecedented time. You know, Sanjay is a very positive person, very inspiring, right? And so I had this idea of recording this classic song, and he had this very soulful version of it that he had in mind. And so he actually rewrote the lyric and collected the names of 30 musicians across 10 countries. And his vision, basically, when I came on board, he got wind that I was a musician. So he looked at some of the stuff, my stuff on YouTube. I'm not a great musician, but I study music. I'm a certified music teacher, so I know my stuff around, and I know how to produce music and videos. So he got wind of that and said, "Hey, Vittorio, I have this idea. Can you help me?" I was thinking of doing it using a mobile application on the iPhone. And then I looked at the document. So this was his vision, right? You know, I want solo artists to start, this little light of mine, blah, blah, blah. Then we're going to go into a verse, let it shine around the world. And so he had the whole thing mapped out. But the way he wanted to realize it, it was not going to scale. I mean, he has 30 musicians. I mean, I'll show you the document here. But so this is basically the final document that I took from him and started to. And these are all the musicians involved with this. There's 30 people. So it was clear to me it requires something scalable to do this thing remote, right? All things. So here's the text. And so basically what I did, I wrote some, I go back to the presentation. So then from there, I basically took on the production of this thing. And I wrote the instruction and recorded actually a couple of tutorials because I figured these people are going to be all around the world. Some of them, they're musicians, but they're all amateur, right? And they never probably done something like this before. And so because I just did a couple with my friends, because of the pandemic, I couldn't get together to play. I had some experience. So basically, we did the audio recording using soundtrap.com.
Okay.
Soundtrap.com is something that allows you to just literally, it's a little mixer with recording capabilities, and you can just record it and it goes up in the cloud, and then somebody else from around the world can get on the same thing and record it. It's very simple. And if you look at the document that we wrote here, so they're very detailed recording instructions with a tutorial. So if you click here, you're gonna go, right here, down. So all these instructions, then down here, I actually put a link to a couple of videos, here you go, that I recorded to show people how to do it in case they've never done it before. And so the idea was basically simple. You say, look, you go on Soundtrap, you turn on the mic, put headphones, otherwise you're gonna get the sound back into the recording, and you put a phone in front of you so that you at the same time you record your face singing. And so we ended up with this project here. This is the actual project from Soundtrap. And you can see all the tracks here of all the people playing. So you say, you know, I can go here if I play this. Anyway, so you can listen to one part or the other. And of course, this is very raw, right? Because you have 30 people singing together. It's pretty, there's background noise. There's some little knows how to tune. So then I imported all this stuff into Logic Pro, which is a professional music software. And then I started to, like, you know, mix it and equalize it. It's a huge project. It really,
Wow.
We had, like, I can send you a screenshot I have on the other computer, but probably there were like 30 tracks. And then the problem is that not many people did harmonies. So I took the best voices and created harmonies using the software. So you can actually do the third and the fifth, and then remixed it, the whole thing together. And then and then the other thing, I had this 30 videos of all these different sizes, and they did a decent job in all kind of taking it. Most people took it horizontal, as I asked them to do, because most people use the phone vertical, which is not conducive to good editing. Anyway, so I took all these tracks, and that was the hard problem, is to sync them all together.
Oh, wow.
And because the video,
you had them all on Zoom. It looked like you had them all on Zoom.
Yeah, so that's what I did. I took pieces of the Zoom background and stitched them under the people singing. So what is it? Where is it? Oh, right here. So basically what I did, initially it was just the solos. So that's easy, right? I put the candle there and had the people doing the solos. And then as they started to sing, what I did, I took this bottom part from Zoom and divided it and plugged them all in and synced them based on who was singing when. Wow. And so that you can see here our CEO, Pat Gelsinger, is Sanjay. Now everybody else is a bunch of like amateur musician. And so I also gave it the effect of, like, you know, when you have multiple people on Zoom, you can, you know, flip around to see with say back and forth. So we give it that effect. And then there's a musician. And I had to select, because there are multiple people played the same instrument. So I have to figure out, you know, how to give justice to everybody while keeping the song kind of consistent. So then we have like the girls, the man, and then eventually we went to then there's the solo, and then increasingly I made it bigger and bigger, more people sing, and ending with this like assemble of everybody sing. And all these videos, you look closer, they're all carefully synchronized, so they actually sing in time with everything else. And
that's fantastic. That's fantastic. How did you go ahead, finish your
yeah, that's it. So that's basically it. Then what we did, once the video was ready, we launched it at an internal all hands. You know, we're doing all hands every month, I think, right now with the company to keep the communication going. And we talk about the various, you know, what's going on with the company, et cetera, et cetera. And so they did a 1-minute version of this at the end. And then we launch it on social media. I'm hosting it on my personal YouTube channel, because from a communication perspective, we thought that maybe it was not super, it was a little too much maybe to put it on the company YouTube channel. So I'm hosting it here as 46,000 views, 4,100 views, which is nice. But I think that the cool thing about all this, the thing that I jumped in this with 2 feet, like, you know, I love doing this thing for 2 reasons. Music, I love music, but what I love about this is that shows, one, of the power of music getting people together, and the internal culture of VMware, where people got together enthusiastically.
Yes.
and everybody that looked at it kind of got a lift out of it. Some people got a tear, which is in this unprecedented time. I thought it was a great thing. I love culture. I love companies that have good culture. And I think this shows how the good culture that Pat and the executives and the rest of the team kind of infused into VMware.